So welcome back. Sorry for a little bit of a hiatus. It's a little bit of a hectic time for all of us. I got the kids and so does Mike, and they're all starting school. And I started the semester. I'm actually teaching Norse mythology, which it's super fun. So getting to reread a lot of the myths that we've been referencing kind of throughout this series. So yeah, but busy times as the semester and school year start. But Mike has finished the game, and we are going to forge ahead, and hopefully after that continue on to Ragnarok.
Yes, that's the plan. That is the
Okay,
plan.
sounds good.
So we got a lot of
Um,
content to get through here.
Very good.
We left off, we were just kind of getting into the mountain where we're going to be heading up to the summit
Right,
to scatter the mom's ashes here. So
right.
we're
Okay.
in kind of this Jotnar dwarven mine, I guess is what you could call
Hmm.
it. So we're going to navigate our way up there and eventually get to the top here by the end.
All right.
So first things first, we ran into a couple ruins here, a little message
Atreus
left
will
by the
decipher. I
previous inhabitants. Yeah, so let's get going.
Read it.
Yes,
Read
sir.
it.
That's funny.
How so?
One hand wrote, Jotnar only. And another wrote, and also dwarves. Should we add to it?
No.
So we're just gonna go through and solve a bunch of these puzzles here and eventually make our way up
awesome.
to
The machinery in
a
here
uh,
is almost
a big
dwarven,
lift.
but the stonework.
Just kind of finishing up some of the puzzles here and run into this guy. He's
Hello.
just hanging out. Yarn Foter. I probably said that
Okay.
wrong.
Yeah. Iron Foot.
Oh, okay. Looked like maybe he was an inhabitant down in the mines too, just hanging out.
Yeah. Is he blue or purple or what's going on?
Yeah, looks like maybe he's like ice or something.
Oh, okay. Is he a giant?
Quick
Is
work
he
with
a
him.
Jotun?
I think these guys are trolls.
Okay.
I mean, yeah,
Oh, okay. I think I might have seen one of these like in the Gameology gameplay because I remember like being
yep.
like, "Whoa, that's what's going
We
on?"
ran into one too at the very beginning. We've killed a couple.
Yes. Yes, we did.
Death Merchant.
Death Merchant. Yes. J.D. Christmother.
Yep. Just killing some more
I
Drago here.
remember. It's been some time since then.
It has, yeah. We've come a long way. We've still got a lot to go, but
Okay, and
we're
these are
getting
all
there.
Deal.
Droigar or Reavers
Yep.
or what are they? Okay.
Yep, Droiger. Yep, so we get some more materials to upgrade our equipment. So I'm going to go upgrade the
Awesome.
axe. I'll go talk to Brock in just a little bit.
Awesome.
Um,
Looking forward to that.
yeah, he's always entertaining.
Indeed.
Skip ahead to him. Okay, I don't think he really says much. He didn't have anything to say. We just upgraded some stuff. Yeah, fuck right along. Blah, 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 blah. Let's go up the. Oh, this is kind of cool here. Making our way over to the lift here.
Lift.
Yep,
Wait, that one's
Okay.
not broken.
this is
Like an
kind of cool.
elevator?
There's a note,
Mm-hmm.
a
Ooh.
giant's prayer. They're asking their ancestors to watch over them, to guide them home.
Boy,
Wait. I think I know how it works. Watch.
What did he sketch on there?
You'll see,
Okay.
or you'll hear, I guess.
what did you write?
I asked them to watch over Mother.
Hmm.
Do you think they'll watch over us on the way to the top?
we're making our way up on the lift,
Okay,
dispatch some bad guys along the way.
awesome.
Got a little ways to go, as you can see.
We're almost at the summit. Nothing's gonna stop us.
Calm yourself, boy.
Whoa.
Stay behind me.
Large dragon.
That is
Prepare yourself.
Freisleer. Okay.
How do you say that?
The Freisleer. I'm not entirely sure what it means.
We will get a translation after we beat it. It gets added to the codex.
Okay, yeah, that one's not on the,
Yeah.
don't have that one at the top of my mind right now. Not in my
Be ready.
typical vocabulary.
Yeah, that's okay.
I mean, corpse is the start of it.
Corpse.
Yeah, Kreis is like corpse.
Oh.
Hold on.
Like that, like it's the beginning of like there's another figure in mythology, Kreisvelker, which is like corpse swallower. Right, yeah.
Oh. Was it a dragon?
Hold.
Bird. The eagle, I think. I really hope that's right because I'm just kind of drawing entirely on memory right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's the eagle that sits atop the world tree.
That looks like a root of the
It causes winds. Corpse swallower.
So here we can grab a little sap
That
and throw it at the
Crystallized
this,
sap. And there's
stuff.
power inside.
and it blows up.
Ooh.
Eventually, we'll get the power to do it without relying on the sap. But
I can't believe we fought
Yeah.
a dragon. I was aiming for his eyes, but I kept losing my footing. Do you think this is their home? Did they move in after the giants left? Or are they why the giants left?
Boy, the air grows thin here. No more questions. Breathe.
Oh, yes. I see.
asks a lot of
Thin-
questions.
Thin air
Very
would make it
curious.
a little also hazardous to, be blowing things up and stuff like that.
Do you hear that? Sounds like someone screaming.
Sindri, he's in trouble.
Wait, boy.
Here it is again.
Mm-hmm.
Sindri! Can you kill something that big?
If we can catch it off balance.
I can distract him.
What are you doing?
We have to help him.
Sindri.
Break right. Find an angle. Wait for my mark.
Thank you.
To go fight the big guy here.
Save Sindri.
Yep. Got kind of a hard skull.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Packing away in his mouth.
Yeah, so the first part means corpse,
Okay.
but I don't know what the second part. That's bugging me.
So now we gotta fight on our hands here, where we gotta kill this guy. Using those
Okay.
little balls of sap to react with the lightning. We're nearing the end of our fight here with
Looking rough.
Okay.
Or
Atreus. This was his idea all along.
yeah. He's off with Sindri somewhere.
Yep. Made it to safety.
That's good. Are we gonna find out who he is?
The dragon?
No,
Or
Atreus.
yeah, eventually. Um, it's actually at the very end.
Okay.
There's some clues and some foreshadowing
Yeah.
that they give. Um,
Wow.
Actually, when I was first playing this, I think I figured it out.
And you!
And
Mm-hmm.
you'll see it
Ah.
right here, I think.
Nobody's
This is
killed
one
a
of the
dragon for
main
hundreds
clues.
of years. Not since the grand culling of the worms. And unless I'm mistaken, you did all that for me.
You are mistaken. The dragon is simply in our path, nothing more.
You deny it all you want, but you saved me, and that deserves compensation.
What are these?
Braided mistletoe arrows, straighter than Heimdall and perfectly weighted.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Ooh, not that. Have you seen my brother again?
Yeah, he said you lost your talent.
Oh, and that I'm selfish? No. I'm sure. That I value a weapon's look? No. Over its purpose? That I'm pretentious? No. And uptight? Fussy? I know what he thinks, but he can't hurt me any— Ah! Burn that.
I do not have time for this.
That was one of the. Oh, here's some of the lore. Short of like the word for sort of like the word for terror. So it's not, I guess, maybe a
Yeah.
little literal translation. So maybe something with corpse and terror,
Mm-hmm.
things like that.
Yeah, I'll have to look into that because I'm trying to figure out what the second component is. You don't really see Zed or Z very often in
Hmm.
Old Norse, at least normalized, standardized Old Norse.
Okay.
And it's not like it's not a name taken from the mythology or anything.
Okay.
So unclean. Oh, so unclean. Oh. Oh,
So of course that was one of the first clues as to who Atreus was the mistletoe arrows.
Mistletoe arrows.
Um, we
Thanks.
would talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. I am not touching that. Just hold it out.
The fish, too. The fish is another, well,
Oh,
maybe.
Now, run that along the
okay.
string of your son's bow. Just humor me.
There you go. We're on the last leg here of the journey.
Excellent.
Atreus is apparently way over here.
Feels like it wasn't that
He's
long
gone.
ago we were hunting deer. Now we fought dark elves, and trolls, and ogres, and a dragon. I feel like we could be anything now.
We win because we are determined, disciplined, not because we feel ourselves superior.
Sure, I know. It's just, it feels good to be strong, you know?
Yes, I know.
That has to be the way out of here.
So making our way up step by step. Encounter a little Jotnar shrine here.
Another shrine. Yeah.
Another.
This one's
Ooh.
called Ymir. Mother tried to tell
Ymir.
me this one, but I think I was too young.
He's the first giant, right?
Giants coming out of his armpits?
Humans should be.
I think that might be Odin stabbing him.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah, I'm trying to get to the lore or the codex.
Yeah, I can talk a little bit about that when we.
Mímir.
What's that?
Looks like there is people coming out of his toes. It's the first giant. Things spring from his body, not just the giants, but wind trees, sun, maggots turn into dwarves, maybe. And Odin
Okay.
kills them.
Well, yeah,
Of
it's
course.
something related to, not necessarily in that order, but yeah.
Oh, there's the multi-legged steed that
Sleipnir.
Loki
Yeah,
sired.
Loki's. No, he didn't sire him.
Yeah, that's right. He birthed it.
He was a mama.
Oh,
I love
Almost
that this
there.
entire quest is to scatter her ashes. I love that.
Mm-hmm. Yes. There we are. There's the summit.
the summit! We're
We
so
made it.
close now.
Almost.
Your quiver.
Strap broke when we fought the dragon. It's alright. I can hold it.
Stop. Broken quiver will slow your draw. Pain we endure. Faulty weaponry we do not. This will do for now. Good?
Good.
Go.
Very nearly there. I'm gonna kill some of these reavers.
Need more time.
These guys are all icy, so they're kind of hard to take down
Yeah.
with the shield. Especially these guys with the shields, they stink.
So have his arrows just been entirely replaced now with the mistletoe arrows?
Yep, yep. And then you can switch between the light of Alfheim and then the he's
shock.
falling down the mountain, and then the shock arrows. Here we go.
There we go. That'll do it.
All right, here we go. So we'll exploring, and we're gonna climb up.
You heard voices, right?
Mm-hmm. You're gonna like this part.
You hear those voices too, right?
Yes. Be silent.
Is it getting colder? You know why we're here. Managed to loosen your tongue.
That sounds like the same man who came to our house. You said you killed him.
Shh. You brought company this time. Must be important if the sons of Thor deign to grace me with their presence. Tell me, you two still tripping over yourselves to impress Daddy?
The tattooed man. Tracks show he now travels with a child. Where would they go next?
Why would I know that?
You're the smartest man alive, aren't you?
Smarter than all the dead ones, too.
You help me, I help you. Tell me where they are, and I'll talk to Odin.
Your father won't let me go, Balder, and he won't let you kill me. You have nothing to offer me, so take your questions, take your threats, take these two worthless wankers, and piss off!
When no one's looking, we'll be back for your other eye.
Don't you forget, we're everywhere.
We really are, aren't we?
So this is where they learn that the stranger is Balder.
Okay.
Here's the entry.
A child.
Mímir.
Oh, Mímir.
We check their path. Make sure we're alone.
With
We
an,
just saw them leave.
Do as I say.
is that a Scottish accent?
Kinda, yeah.
You are.
And I would keep it that way. Who are you?
Me? I'm the greatest ambassador to the gods, the giants, and all the creatures of the Nine Realms. I know every corner of these lands, every language spoken, every war waged, every deal struck. They call me Mímir, smartest man alive. And I have the answer to your every question.
Why does the son of Odin hunt us?
Okay, there are a few gaps in my knowledge. But Odin's had me imprisoned here for 109 winters. I'm a clever lad. I can piece it together. Promise. Just given time.
Nobody there, just like I said.
The boy's mother is dead. She wished her...
She wanted us to spread her ashes on the highest peak in all the realms.
Oh, then you've come to the wrong place, little brother. The highest peak in all the realms is not here in Midgard. It's in Jotunheim, realm of the giants.
No!
That could not be what she meant.
Take a look. This is the last known bridge to Jotunheim in all the realms. See that mountain? Looks like a giant's finger scraping the sky. That's the highest peak in all the realms. No here.
Can't we just take that bridge? We have a Bifrost.
When the giants destroyed all other bridges to their realm, they locked this one up with a secret rune. If it still exists, only a giant would know it.
And all of them left Midgard a long time ago.
True. But today, the winds of fate have kicked up a strange vortex of coincidence. Fact is, there's only one person alive who can get you where you need to go. And luckily for you, my schedule's wide open.
We're going to Jotunheim, right?
It's your best and only move from a tactical standpoint. It's the one place the man who cannot be killed won't follow you.
What do we do?
Yes!
First, you need to cut off my head.
Wait, what?
Odin made sure that no weapon, not even Thor's hammer, could free my body from these bonds. But fortunately, you don't need my body. The trick is, we need to find someone who can reanimate my head using the old magic.
Old magic. There's a witch of the woods. She knows the old ways.
And she'll help. She might do worth a try.
But if she fails, he will be dead.
He tortures me, you know. Every day, brother. Odin himself sees to it personally, and believe me, there is no end to his creativity. Every single day. This isn't living.
Very well.
Oh, I can't watch this.
Brother, in case you can't resurrect me, there's something you need to know. Boy, the longer you wait to tell him his true nature, the more damage you do. He will resent you, and you may lose him forever.
There is much about me I would not have him know.
So you value your privacy more than your son?
I'm going to cut off your head now.
Fair enough.
There we go.
All right.
We gotta head back to Freya and have her resurrect Mímir.
Excellent.
Jotunheim. We're going to Jotunheim.
We just learned
We're
too
going
that
to find the long
we gotta go to
lost realm of
Jotunheim,
giants.
but there's no way to get there, unfortunately.
That's...
Inconvenient.
Yeah, that's just...
Not until we resurrected Mímir.
Yep. And we're gonna find the rune, the travel rune.
Okay. Awesome. Okay, yeah, you're right. I did like that. And okay.
Yeah, it's a valuable addition. Certainly provides a lot of context once we get him resurrected, which we will in the next episode, with a lot of the history and lore and stuff like that. So it's a pretty good, what's the word I'm looking for? Addition there to the game mechanic kind of thing that the developers did to help provide a lot of the background and context here.
Well, and Mímir in the in mythology, like he was like a casualty of the initial war between the two tribes of gods, the Aesir and the Vanir, and he was beheaded. And from that time on, Odin evidently carries Mimir's head around with him and consults with it for knowledge and seeks counsel from Mímir. And he does, like at the end of the world at Ragnarok, he consults with Mímir, and he also Odin sacrifices his eye to the well of Mímir as well. So there's a lot with Odin and Mímir that is going on here. But like him like saying behead me and then take my head and carrying his head with him, and that's like straight out of the mythology with how Odin with what Odin does. Yeah. I don't think, there's not the same sense of him, being in the tree necessarily, but he does give counsel to Odin in a beheaded state.
Yeah, and now he gives counsel to us in a beheaded state.
That's right. Yeah, so that was really cool. I like to see what they did, because again, that's something I saw when I did the gameology thing, but I had no idea what was going on. So seeing it within the context that it's in, which is, almost the very end of the game, was really made a lot more sense, and I really liked
Yeah,
that.
definitely. Yeah, and of course, Balder was up there asking him about Kratos and Atreus, trying to figure out what they're doing, where they're going.
Yeah.
Talked a little bit about how he's with the sons of Thor, who we they are not named yet, but they will be eventually, and we get to meet them. Um,
Magni and Modi.
Magni, yep, 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 and they're not very nice, but
Okay. And neither is Balder, which is like, there's a
yeah,
whole like flip of these two characters, because like in the mythology, Loki's, very much the one you're not supposed to like, and Balder
yeah,
is the most beloved of all the gods, and
yep,
like just like in the game, nothing can kill him, of course, except for mistletoe, which is what ultimately does kill him because of Loki.
hmm
Frigg makes all like living things swear an oath not to harm Balder, but of course, but then she doesn't ask Mistletoe because she thinks it's too like young and innocent to do any harm. And Loki catches wind of that because he's so mad that everybody loves Balder so much, and that and he gets jealous essentially, and gets the blind god Hode to shoot mistletoe. Well, he doesn't realize there's mistletoe attached to um, what he's aiming at his brother, and that's what kills him. So it's like the Achilles heel, type of
yep,
thing. But
yeah, and
it's
that
flipped in this. Like Balder is not a good guy. He's
no,
like
no,
a thug.
cut that coughing out. Uh, but yeah, and they but getting back into it, they do talk a little bit about, or they kind of allude to why Balder is the way he is. But
Mm-hmm.
in the mythology too, it was more like they were kind of having like a party, right? And everyone just decides to start throwing stuff at
Well,
Balder, having
yeah, they
fun,
make
and
sport of it. Yeah, they make sport
yeah,
of it because it's like it's super fun because you can like throw all these things at him and nothing's going to hurt him. And everybody's
hmm
having a great time, and it's bothering Loki because he's like not part of it, and even though he's being like left out or not paid attention to. And that's when he like tries to figure out whether anything could in fact hurt him, and he finds a way of, of of getting that knowledge about the
hmm
mistletoe. Yeah,
So a little foreshadow there as to who Atreus is, um,
yeah,
with the
and the
mistletoe
fit.
arrows.
I
Yeah,
think
and
the
the
fish
fish.
too. So what
Yeah.
happens in the mythology is after Loki has brought about. I mean, it is Loki who kills Balder. It's done by Hode's hand, but like Loki guides the mistletoe towards him, and he sets the whole thing up with the blind god,
hmm
unknowingly shooting his own brother with, a mistletoe laced weapon. And so he knows he's in trouble with the gods, because not only has he killed the most beloved of the gods, but like it's been prophesied that that Baldur's death will kind of be the catalyst for Ragnarok, and it's going to bring
Oh
about
yeah.
Ragnarok and the end of the world. Um, so he leaves, like he goes and runs off, and the gods are all hunting for him, and they figure out that he's hiding as a fish. He's turned himself into a salmon, and they eventually I think working together with the goddess Raun, with the sea, they fashion a net and catch him. But that's how he hides out until the gods eventually get him and bind him, where they torture him, basically until the end of the world. So yeah,
That's a
the
great
fish thing. I
story.
mean, I don't know if that's a
Yeah.
salmon or not. I don't know my fish very well,
It
but
looked like it. It looked like a
that
salmon.
could that could be a nice little like Easter egg there too,
Yeah.
about this being Loki.
Yeah. It seemed intentional that they would have
Yeah,
had that specific thing come out of Sindri's bottomless bag there.
it's
Um,
like Mary Poppins bag.
yeah. Yeah. So what else did we see? We saw the shrine to Ymir, right?
Yeah,
The
yeah,
first
and
of the
so
giants.
Ymir is like he's like this primeval being. So Ymir he's kind of like the original Jotun or giant.
hmm
And we hear about him in both stories, Edda, as well as in some of the poetry. And he was like this primeval being, and he was born from like, within this big gap between the icy and the hot regions. And he gave birth, like the first humans came from his armpits. He gave birth
Okay.
to a man and a woman. So they're not,
Hmm.
what was it in this? Just other giants, or?
Yeah, that's what it said. It just looked like giants were coming out of his armpits.
Yeah, and then there's like a six-headed something that from like the rubbing together of his legs came out of that. There's a
Hmm.
couple different accounts of there's first like the humans that came out of Ymir's armpits, and then there's later on it says no, the first humans, it doesn't say no, but it says like the first humans are ash and or Osk and Embla or ash and elm, that like driftwood that the gods Odin or God Odin and his brothers breathe life into. But this is like the first
Oh.
mention. And
Hmm.
Ymir is also important because Odin and his two brothers, Vili and Ve, they kill Ymir, and
Hmm.
the world is like made from the various parts of his body. So
Oh.
his blood makes up the ocean. His skull forms like the dome of like the sky.
Okay.
His eyebrows make kind of like the fence to Midgard. I feel like there's like his hair, like the trees or something like that. There's something with the stars as well. His bones make up the mountains, and so like yeah, his whole body, like so it kind of got that in a way within that inscription, but kind of in a reverse way.
Hmm. Hmm.
Because according to like, so there was the world tree that is ancient and has always been there, and then somehow that taken together with the various parts of Ymir's body provided this like structure to the world.
Oh, interesting.
I think it's his eyes that made the stars. I think I'd have to look at
Okay.
the passage again.
When on the shrine to Odin had his spear in the final panel, when he was killing Ymir, he had his spear, and he was also
Oh yeah,
riding the eight-legged horse, right? That
yep,
Loki gave
yeah,
birth to.
yeah.
That story was always
Loki
interesting
is.
to me.
Oh my god, I know that's a great story. Loki is such an interesting character in so many ways. But yeah, Loki's the
Hmm.
mother of
Hmm.
Sleipnir. There's a great like I circulate this every Mother's Day. It's a card of like a drawing, I guess, of Loki, like a cartoon Loki and Sleipnir, and it's like Happy Mother's Day, um, or like World's Best Mom or something like that. Because yeah, Loki does transform himself into the shape of a mare, in
Hmm.
order to distract a giant's male horse from
Hmm.
um, completing a task that would basically end up like being the end of all the gods, because it's the building of the wall around Asgard, and
Hmm.
if the giant completes it in time, he gets Freya, the sun, and the moon, and all these things, and that would be bad
Hmm.
news and basically signal the end of the god's reign. Um, so Loki, of course, Loki was the one that made the promise that yeah, if you finish it in time, you can have this, and so Loki has to solve the problem, and he himself created, and he does that by transforming himself into the shape of a female horse and distracting the stallion,
Hmm.
and then gives birth to Odin's horse
Yeah,
and
and then it works
Sleipnir.
out for Asgard too because they've got the giant wall that was all
Yep.
but complete, right?
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly. And Thor, because Thor was away at the time. The Thor comes back just in time, I think, to kill
he
the
kills the
giant.
giant.
Yeah, I'm going very much from memory here, so I could be getting a couple details here and there wrong. But yeah, I do know for sure about like the wall and Thor and everything. But I do know for sure that yeah, the stuff about Loki, like that is it's a fairly memorable scene, and
Hmm.
like Loki's really interesting with regard to like gender and stuff, and like he does things
Yeah.
that like put him into like a pretty taboo position a lot.
Uh-huh.
And he doesn't seem to have any problem with it. There's another myth where he dresses up as a bridesmaid to Thor, who's dressing up as Freya to get his hammer back. So Thor is very reluctant, but Loki has no problem with it. So
I think I remember that one. It's funny in a lot of the stories how they pair Loki and Thor, and we've talked about this too. It's just kind of like an
yeah,
odd couple where Thor's just kind of the meathead muscle, and Loki's
totally.
getting them into trouble and having to get them out of trouble, and kind of coming up
Hmm.
with all these ideas. He's very clever and mischievous.
Yeah. Well, and in a way, I mean, it's not exactly the same, but Kratos and Atreus have a similar type of dynamic
Yep.
where, like, it's like the brute strength and then
Hmm.
like the intelligence, but also like
Hmm.
getting them into trouble. Like, we're almost there. Nothing else could go wrong. And then the
Yep.
dragon comes up. So, um,
Yeah.
yeah, I've enjoyed seeing how like that kind of relationship dynamic is replicated here. So,
Hmm.
so we're almost there, right? Like,
Yeah. Yeah. We're getting there. There's still a few things we got to do here.
okay,
Um, a few more adventures to be had because we
okay,
got to get the
but we're
rune to Jotunheim
okay,
and then get back up here. There's just a lot that's going to go on. A lot of really good, a lot of more lore coming and a lot of good story and things like that as it develops. But yeah, so next up,
okay,
we're just going to go back and reanimate Mimir's head and
cool. And I mean, the fact that we're going, like, he's like, why would she want to go to Jotunheim? Is that I
mhm,
think I know why, and I think
mhm,
it's related to who, like, the lineage of Atreus and who he really
mhm,
is, but I'm
mhm.
not sure. This is just kind of my guess. So I will wait patiently and
Yeah,
see.
yeah, it's really nice how they tie it all together at the end. Kind of
Yeah,
gives a
this is
reason for really everything, and yeah, they do a really good job with the story here.
that's
So
awesome. I love it.
yeah, yeah,
Cool.
it's been
Well,
a
we
good
will
one. So
yeah, and things are now that the beginning of school, everything is started, we can settling in, and I'm reading through a lot of these myths again too. And so it's a nice thing to be
yeah,
able
they'll
to
be
like
fresh.
record these alongside of it because I'm rereading them. Like, we're going to be doing the creation myth and kind of a
Oh,
lot of
nice.
these things, like talking about Ymir and all of that next
Hmm.
week in my Norse mythology class. So, and it's really cool too to also have this point of reference because my students
Hmm.
come in having encountered Norse mythology first through this game. And
Yep.
yeah, it's really neat to have been able to do this, to sort of see um, what this game has done with it and have a better sense beyond like Marvel of what pop culture has done with
Yep.
Norse
Yeah.
mythology. So
Yeah, definitely.
awesome,
I agree. Yeah, that was a lot of
cool,
fun. So more to come for sure. And certainly,
awesome,
we appreciate any feedback and questions, comments, things like
absolutely,
that. Maybe
absolutely.
do
And
another
there's
Q&A soon.
I need to do a Q&A. I haven't done the
Yeah,
second Q&A yet.
we'll get
I
it done.
keep yeah, we'll get it done. And I've kind of answered some of the stuff in the comments. But we'll get it done. I am yeah, I'll just take some maybe during my office hours if nobody comes and visits me, I'll record a little bit.
Yeah, there
So
you go. Yeah. Otherwise, yeah, we appreciate all the support from everyone and
yeah,
we'll see you next time.
sounds good. Take care, everybody.